Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new series where I go back in time and check out old computer games. Today, I will be starting with The Secrets of Monkey Island. This game is a point-and-click adventure game released in 1990, and my character, Guybrush Threepwood right there, the Giga Chad himself, wants to be a pirate. He doesn't seem like much right now, but trust me, we'll be getting up to some shenanigans. Our first task on the road to becoming a pirate is to go talk to the 3 pirate leaders and find out what we have to do. In order to find the pirate leaders, we have to visit the Scum Bar, which is a little Easter egg because this game's made by LucasArts and they made a bunch of other point-and-click adventure games, and they're all made using an engine called Scum. Here the pirate leaders tell us that in order to become a pirate, we have to go through the 3 trials. They are to seek out and defeat the Swordmaster, steal the idol of many hands from the governor's mansion, and find the legendary lost treasure of Melee Island. On the way out, I talk to a few of the pirates in the bar, and one of them tells me of the pirate LeChuck, who was in love with the governor, but she didn't love him back. So in order to impress her, he sailed off to Monkey Island, and he never returned, or so they thought. And who should show up in the next cutscene but LeChuck himself, who somehow knows about me wanting to become a pirate and sees it as some kind of encroachment on his plans. Like I said, Guybrush Threepwood demands respect. Back on Melee Island, some random guy on the street with a trench coat is trying to swindle me. I stumble upon someone who will tell my fortune. Unfortunately, I will finally get to the monkey part of this Monkey Island game. It's been far too much island so far. These random guys on the street give me money to take their minutes from the local town hall meeting, so free money's nice. When I move on to the next part of town, I start hearing whispers from the alley. There's only one logical thing to do when that happens. In this alley, I'm accosted by some random bald man, and he claims to be the sheriff around here, but Guybrush Threepwood doesn't fuck with 12. To show my solidarity, I go to talk to my fellas at the prison, but his breath smells like ass, so I can't talk to him. I show up to the shop to try and find breath mints and encounter the man who will soon be my worst enemy. He does give me breath mints, and he knows where I can find the Swordmaster, so for now he's alright. So I sit here and wait for him to come back from the Swordmaster. But I've got things to do, so I don't wait too long. I can finally talk to my man behind bars now, because he has breath mints, and he tells me that he was put behind bars for picking yellow flowers out in the woods. So I knew that there was something up with the police here, and I was right to be suspicious of them. And then who should show up but the piggy himself? He walks up and tries to pull his little intimidation tactics again. Oh, you're watching me, shiver me timbers. Like I care. I'm Guybrush Threepwood. I don't have time for these little idle chats with the police though, so I go back to the shopkeeper to see what the Swordmaster said, and this time, instead of waiting for him, I decide to follow him all the way to the Swordmaster's house. Unsurprisingly, the old man is a creep. So, kind of 2 for 2 on the whole intuition thing. That's that classic pirate intuition. The Swordmaster tells him to go away, so now it's time for me to pull up and put on my charm. Yeah, this ends up turning out to be a waste of time, because I came to fight the Swordmaster and I don't even have a sword. But now I know where the Swordmaster is, and the next time she won't be disrespecting me like this. Little does she know, the timer to her defeat has already started ticking down. She's so scared she runs back into her house. Since I'm already outside the village, I go on a little stroll, and I end up wandering upon a circus in the middle of the woods, where I meet the Fettuccini brothers, who have a cannon that they need to test, but neither of them want to test it first. So this is where I come in, with my heart of steel. Unfortunately, these two won't let me get life-changing brain damage, and they make me have a helmet. So now that's another thing on the list of things that I need to find. Along with random circus tents in the middle of the woods, they have random League of Legends players, but unfortunately, I do not have the troll tech, so I cannot pass. There is also a random zip line leading to a house that I can't use either, so more things to find. The one thing I do end up finding is the lost treasure of Melee Island, which was pretty easy, but I don't have a shovel. Now that I'm back at the shop, I've noticed there's a couple things here that I need. There's the sword, and up there in the corner is a shovel. So like I said, I don't care about the law, but unfortunately the old man was hiding in the back, and he caught me trying to steal his sword. But he doesn't have a leg up on me quite yet. I know that if I send this guy to look for the sword master, he won't be in his shop, and it will give me the perfect opportunity to steal his stuff. So he scurries on to the sword master again. Since I'm already making out with like a bandit, I may as well go steal his shovel too. With my items in tow, I leave to go collect the lost treasure. And who shows up but the old man? Like, how did he get behind me? Dude's a wizard. Unfortunately, you can't steal from wizards. That's just common knowledge. This old man is a better crime prevention system than the sheriff, so I leave, but I will be back. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, this is where some of these old point-and-click adventures get really confusing. Because I go try that door to get into the kitchen, it says you can't come back here. And apparently what you're supposed to do is wait halfway down the bar and wait for him to walk out. Like I would ever be standing randomly in the middle of the bar to figure out that he left. So I shimmy past him and I steal his meat and I steal his pot. And with this pot, I now have a helmet that I can use to blast myself from this cannon. With the bag secured, I make my way to the shop to buy the things, since apparently I can't steal them. Kind of lame, but I have the shovel and I have the sword, so I can find the lost treasure and I can train to defeat the sword master once and for all. Just to disregard the law once again, I pick one of those illegal yellow flowers on the way to the treasure, and then I brandish my great shovel and just start digging. The legendary lost treasure of Melee Island ends up being just a regular t-shirt. But that's 1/3 of the trials completed now. I am 1/3 of the way to being a pirate. Back at the governor's mansion, I mix that flour with the meat that I found in order to poison and kill these poodles. Once I'm inside the governor's mansion, I start looking for the idol. And look who shows up. The Fuzz. He's about to get a lesson in why you don't mess with Guybrush Threepwood. I show the sheriff who's the real boss around town, but unfortunately I cannot collect the idol yet because I don't have a file. So I go back to my friend in prison and give him this gopher repellent so that he can use it to stave off the rats, and he gives me a cake. And look at what's inside of the cake. It just happens to be the file that I need. So I try to rescue my friend, but unfortunately I can't use it. So it's back to the governor's mansion to get the idol. Now that I have the file, I go back to the governor's mansion, throw a little extra hands just to show the sheriff what's up, but now I've collected the idol. Unfortunately, the sheriff is just never done running his stupid trap, so he comes out and starts accusing me of things that I've done, but no proof. Those dogs outside were not me. Fortunately, the governor finally decides that she should investigate the bombing that is happening in her house, and she comes and puts the sheriff in his place. And, you know, I kind of like putting the sheriff in his place, so this might be the time to use the Guybrush Threepwood patented silver tongue once again. I throw out a few banger pickup lines like, huh, what, but she doesn't pick up on my signals. This could take more than my usual tactics. Might be time to bust out the big guns. But she leaves before I'm able to. As I'm trying to leave, this dweeb stops me at the door and takes my sword and throws me off of a dock attached to the idol. Little does he know, nobody has ever killed Guybrush Threepwood, and today will not be the start. So I just pick up the idol, pick up my sword, and leave. Apparently my caveman grunting ended up working, because look who came to rescue me, the governor. She's got it bad for me. Let me put you guys onto some new matchmaking tech. It's called emotional manipulation. If you make them feel bad for you, they'll never want to say no to you. As you can see here, it clearly works. So do this in real life too, because it works in this video game. Either way, she promises to kiss me in her house after I finish my trials, so Guybrush, being the man's man he is, has found new motivation to keep going. At this point, I've collected the idol, I've collected the treasure. All I have to do now is defeat the Swordmaster. And in order to get past that troll, what he wants is a red herring. And this is one of those things I would have never figured out by myself. Apparently, that board over there is a loose board, so you can knock the bird into the air. I don't know how you can tell without looking it up on a guide, but it is. So now I have the fish, I cooked it, and I gave it to this troll.
Huh?
Past the troll is the man who's going to teach me how to sword fight, but before I can do that, I have to beat him in an intricate game of nuh-uh. So in this game, the way combat works is you have to insult the other person, and then they have a comeback, and then they insult you, and then you have a comeback. And so I think it's about time for a training montage. Finally, with my new insult skills, I can return to the Swordmaster and make her pay for embarrassing me earlier. I've finally done it. I've completed all 3 of the trials. I collected the idol, I found the treasure, and I've defeated the Swordmaster. Now I am finally a pirate. But I run into trouble on my way back to telling the pirate leaders that I'm finished. There's a ghost ship sailing away in the distance, all spooky like. And then the random exposition dump character comes out of nowhere. And it looks like the governor's been kidnapped. Oh no! Fortunately for the governor, Guybrush Threepwood scoffs at danger. I go to where the pirates were to see if I can find a crew to help rescue the governor, and all I find is the poor chef bawling his eyes out. But he does give me a plan. He tells me that I can get a ship, and I can get a crew, and I can follow the ghost ship all the way to the Monkey Island with the monkeys. So of course I want to go to the Monkey Island. That's the whole reason I'm playing the game, so I can see the monkeys. And I guess it's good too that I'm gonna rescue the governor. So in the next episode, I will be going to the Monkey Island and rescuing the governor from the spooky ghost. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.